are going to do this month's craft kit. This craft kit is shipped directly to your door, and you get it each month. It's a surprise. You don't know what you're getting, and this month it's a cute little butterfly. Good gravy. Bumblebee shelf sitter. So, and you can only get these with me because this is my file. I designed it. So I'm excited to paint this one. Of course, this one is mainly, all I'm going to paint on this one is the leaves, because this is going over the top of it. So this is just kind of like my little backer with my leaves. So let's do a little green here. I'm kind of leaning toward maybe even like a little bit of this like sagey green. So I don't have to worry about really painting in the lines. I'm just going to pick up like a little bit of both and kind of mix it to get the color that I want. Okay. This was a cute one. I'm trying to be, to design my own files versus, you know, buying them from somewhere else, which is nothing wrong with that, but I want these to be exclusive to Paint It Up. Of course, you can buy the SVG file if you would like to create your own, if you have a laser. So there is that option if you have a laser to buy the SVG file. Or if you're a member of my Art Girls, you will get this SVG file in your thing, and you can use them as long as you are a member. So there is like our greenery, okay? So this is like my little leaves. I'll add some little details on there a little bit later, but next is gonna come the wings, okay? So let's see, I might need to paint a little bit further in. Oh yeah, I do. I need to go in just a little bit more, sorry. I need to put lines on this, so when I redo the file, I can add some lines, but if it's easier, but I feel like, you know, it's not that hard to know where you need to paint. So just want to make sure I get everything covered. It's supposed to be covered. Okay, so we got that done. I literally just took this off the laser and was like, ooh, let's go paint it. So this particular piece here on top of this is going to be the wings. It's going to be basically the only thing that's going to show are the wings and the antenna, okay? Because everything else will be covered up with the little bumblebee face. Isn't she cute? So on this one, we just need to do the antenna and the wings. I'm going to do the antenna with black, and I think I'm actually just going to use my black paint pen, because that'll be like an easy and quick way to do the black antenna. So I'm just going to color them in with my Posca marker. And of course you can use paint. I'm just doing this for sake of the video and for time, because I like to keep these videos as short as possible, and then that way, you know, if you need to pause it or whatever, you can, but at least you have an example and a tutorial that you can follow if you would like. All right, white for the wings. So let's grab some white paint and a brush to do the wings. And I'm just gonna brush on that white paint like so. There we go. And I might end up having to do a second coat on there, but we'll see how it turns out. We'll let those dry while we're working on the bee. I mean, I'm not fond of bees, but bees have been really popular this year for spring. They're kind of like trending again. You know, they were popular a while back, but and maybe they haven't even really left, but I was like, I'm gonna do a cute little bee that somebody can sit out for the spring, summer. Okay, so let's come over here and let's do our yellow. So for our bee, we're gonna do yellow for, I don't know if I want to do his head with yellow. I think he needs a yellow head. Yeah. So let's do that. And I'm just gonna paint right over the top of this etching because it's gonna cover up anyway. This is sort of like a muted yellow. I think I'm gonna just brighten it up just a little bit with some of this yellow right here. I want it to be a little bit brighter yellow, not this like muted looking yellow. Okay. I'm okay with like a little bit of the tone down. I just don't want it to be super bright yellow. I want it to have a little bit of a, not pastel, I guess, but I guess you could say pastel. And then I'm just gonna skip because we're gonna do black for the stripes on him. And then this right here will be, and I don't have to worry about getting out of the lines because the black will cover up that yellow. So we don't have to worry about that. Okay, so we got his face painted, or her face painted, whatever she is. Boy, I'm gonna say it's a girl, but so we've got that done like so. I'm just laying these to the side till we come back to them, okay? And let's work on our flowers. I think I'm gonna go with, I love this hot pink color right here, so I think that's what we're gonna use because it's so pretty. And then I'm gonna use yellow in the center. So I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of that yellow and just paint it in the middle. And I'm gonna blast it with my dryer right quick just so I can dry it really quick. It won't take it just a second to get that dry. That just helps me to have that done and I don't have to worry about going around. But I love some hot pink. So anytime I can use hot pink, I shall do it. Okay. There's one little flower, and we're just going to do them both the same. You could do them different if you wanted to, but I'm just going to do them both pink. Okay. All right. So we'll let that dry for just a bit. And let's come in, and these are not completely dry, but we can go ahead and work on the black for our stripes. And let's get, I think I got some black over here already. Hopefully it's not dried out, which it probably is. No, it's good. Okay, so let's paint the stripes on our little bee. These are just cute to like sit on your, you know, on your coffee table or on your mantle, just as a cute little decor piece or in a tiered tray. They're just a fun little craft kit that even kids could do. These make great like little kits for your kid to get every month. I have a couple that are kids that get these every month to paint, and that's always fun for the kids to get their own mail and, you know, be able to paint these. So And you can even order them as like a ladies group and get them and paint them together every month. That's always a fun thing too. So there's different options and ways that you can do these. And so I'm all about, I think it's so important that we be intentional with our time and spend time with people each month and do things together. And this is a perfect way, you know, as a family or a friend group to get together and hang out and spend time together and do a craft each month. So you get a fun little craft every month. It's right to your door, so it makes you get together with the girls and be intentional and have fun. So there you go. And you get something fun that you can, you know. So there's our little, we're gonna put his face on here in just a minute, or her face, whatever you wanna call it. All right, so on our leaves here, I'm just gonna go back in and I'm going to do another little bit of paint on these just to help them be covered a little bit better, because they were looking kind of streaky. So I want to just touch that up with a little bit more paint, and I will come in and add like the veins on them and give them some detail too. The wings, I think they're gonna need another coat. I feel like they will look better with a little bit more paint on them, but I want to make them just a little bit more gray. So I'm going to come around the edge and sort of use this black brush that I already had and pull in a little bit of this black around the edge like that. I'm not actually going to do another coat of paint. I'm just going to use this as like a way to add some detail on there without having to put another coat of paint. Okay, so I'm just went around the edge with a little bit of black like that. Okay, all right, so let's get some glue and let's start putting it together a little bit with some of the pieces. So these will actually go together. So let's do this first. Making a mess over here. Let's actually put this on here first. So I'm just going to put a little glue on the back of this and a little bit on the antennae. All right, and then I'm just going to line everything up and get everything together. And I'm just going to, the antenna, just want to make sure that they stay together. Now, if there's a place where you're like, you know what, these are just not laying down, they're not sticking good, I just sit something on top of it, and then that just makes it a little bit more sturdy until it dries up. So we can wait for just a second for that to kind of set up. So what I'm going to do is just set that to the side so that it can be setting up, and we need to work on our Bumblebee. So let's dry the face so we can add its face on there. And I like the idea of using the pink that I used on the flowers with maybe just a little bit of white to make, that has not got paint in it. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not working. I'm gonna add just a little white to it and to do the cheeks for the Bumblebee. I want it to be the same shade of pink, just a little bit lighter. So I'm gonna use this to do the pink on the cheeks. Just do with a little round pink cheeks. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me get that big deal. Just touch that up just a little bit. I got a little bit outside the lines there. I'll touch that up. Okay, and I feel like it's easier to use a paint pen to do this. You are welcome to do whatever feels more comfortable to you. I'm gonna just use a little black acrylic marker, and I'm going to draw and trace over the mouth and also the eyes. And they're etched on there, so it makes it easier for you just to go in and literally just trace over it. So you get your cute little eyes. Super simple. Now I do kind of like the idea of taking this black and sort of pulling in a little bit around the edge of this butterfly. I keep wanting to call this thing a butterfly. Bumblebee. Keep trying to pull in a little bit of that black around the edge of the head of the bee too. Sort of the same way that I did the wings. Okay. Just to distress it just a little bit. I'm going to do the same thing over here on the sides too. This is just a preference thing. Doesn't mean you have to do it, but just to kind of add a little black to it. All right, let's see how our antenna, do they stick together pretty good? I might need to add a clamp on these, but I'll do that. I think it's because I don't have enough glue on them, honestly, but story of my life. I need to add a little bit more glue to them. Okay, so there is the biggest thing is when you're working with like something like this, you just want to make sure that you have it even so it'll stand. Okay, you want to make sure that it's flat on the bottom so that when you go to stand it up, it's not going to fall over, because you don't want it to fall over when you put your when you put it on there. So that just seems to be the biggest thing that most people miss, is they will just be painting and then they'll just glue it together real quick and they'll go, it's not standing up. And I'm like, well, it's because you didn't make the bottom even. Let's try this greenery right quick. Because I want to add a little bit of detail to it with my paint pen. So I'm gonna come in and I'm just gonna do like some little leaves like this, sort of adding in the shapes of the leaves in there, just to create, like, you know, my plant or whatever you want to call it. So I'm just trying to create my leaves in there with this paint pen with some lines, and I'll hold it up so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Might end up having to use a different paint pen because this one is very crummy. Very crummy today. Never fails. Never fails. I'm going back over this with my this is just to kind of create some greenery. You know, you can do that however. Let's go ahead and add the lines on this too before we put it on there, and then we'll finish off our bee. Okay, so I'm just, let me show you. I just went in and put in like some lines for my leaves, sorry, just so they had some definition on them. And I'll go back and add a little bit more to those too, probably, just kind of play around. So I'm gonna do I'm gonna do like the center of my flower, kind of like a little swirl. Just something fun. Of course, this is just a personal preference thing. I'm just doing something fun on them. Just so it's not a plain old flower. So I just went in and made like a little swirl in the middle of the flower. And I'm just drawing out the petals and adding in little details on those. All right, so we'll take a little bit of glue. And it really doesn't take a lot of glue on these, but, and then I'm just going to use the glue to put my flowers on there. And these fit to where it will help it stand up. So this just, I gotta find where my big, there we go. You'll kind of see based on that bottom thing how it fits on there. And this is just to help it be a little bit more sturdy when it stands up on your, look how cute that is. That is absolutely adorable. Oh my gosh, I cannot even handle the cuteness of this. I cannot. And I do need to paint this all the way down because I did not paint my whole bee all the way down. Oh my goodness. It's just a cute, fun little bumblebee. You know, I might actually I kind of feel like it could use one more flower in there, maybe, I don't know. But I just like it. I just think it's cute. So cute. So stinking cute. You know, you could add like a little bow down there or something if you wanted to. I'm gonna leave it open, but I just thought that was a cute, fun little thing. Let's get my white paint pen and let's do just some little accents in the leaves with the white. And then I'm gonna add a little accent in the cheek with the white and even on the antenna. And we also want to go around the edge of the antenna. And I think I'm just gonna do like some cute little dots there. And I'm gonna create like the wings being separated. And you know, I can add more little details on it. You can go as, you know, simple or as detailed as you want. I just like to do fun. I don't get all like crazy with them. I just do fun stuff just to make it a fun little project for either a kid or an adult that wants a fun and easy little craft project each month. Okay, so I'm just adding a little white on that. And I can do even more little white places on the okay. All right. So there is our cute little bee that we finished. Oh my gosh, so cute. I can't even handle her. I feel like her wings just need to be a little bit more like defined. So let me go in and make this just a little bit more like, kind of like the idea of doing like some little lines going out, you know. I don't don't know, maybe I messed that up, but I think that looks really cute. Just, you know, some little lines on the bee. So cute. Oh my goodness, I love her. She definitely makes you happy. Okay. All right, so, and since she is layered, she doesn't need a stand. She will stand on her own on your shelf or, you know, wherever you want to put her. But isn't she cute? Love her. So be happy, and if you want a craft kit, if you'll type Crafty 2, it will send you a link to where you can order your own craft kit and get signed up to get one each month. So, and as long as you order by the 10th of each month, you will get the current craft for that month. So after the 10th, you will get next month's craft kit. So if you want to join, type Crafty 2, and thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye, friend.